Welcome back, friends. Welcome back to the homestead and to our June tour. I thought this morning for the June tour I would get up fairly early. It's about 4:30 to enjoy the golden hour, and that would make quite a bit of a different tour, really. We've had one of the longest and driest periods in Latvian history, I think since 1917. And overnight we've had some rain at last, which is a welcome refreshment. Excuse me if I'm coughing and spluttering and sniffing. My hay fever meds have not kicked in yet. But anyway, let's have a wander around, see what's new, what's growing, what's not, and enjoy the dawn chorus. Okay, so we're in the yard at the moment. The early sunflowers have finished, mostly finished, and the mid-late summer flowers are not quite open yet, so Gita's mum has a lot of lilies. As you can see, they're waiting to flower, and yeah, let's just take a wander around here. And some irises over here. Some peonies are just finishing, very late this year. And then if we wander around, quite a few changes here. So we've had a load of wood delivered for various projects which I've mentioned before, terrace, veranda type project. So I've started work on the chicken run enclosure, using the Christmas trees that we felled early in the year. That's coming along slowly. I've not been able to do any work on it this week because just the temperatures have been so hot, plus 35 degrees centigrade. I don't know what's that, 90s? Or over, is that over 100 Fahrenheit? Anyway. So that's been, not really been able to work outside much. Yeah, the barn and the bean frame. We've only got 2 or 3 beans this year. Fruit, some of the fruit starting to, these red currants, as you can see, starting to ripen. We have to get those before the birds do. And some honey berries are pretty much finished now. There's still a few on there. And white currants, I think, here. And autumn raspberries. These are, trying to think, in British English, sunchokes. Culture bed, all planted out now. Hopefully you've seen that video. Things are growing nicely. Dwarf sunflowers and nasturtiums, got some melons, cucumber, pumpkins, fennel, and bits and pieces. Let's just go and look in the greenhouses. So tomatoes are really taking off now. Flowers are on there. We've kept some of our carrots to pull those out about now. And peppers, and we've got some. Looks like we've got some fruit already. This is our Russian red kale, which we let go to seed. This is going to be an incredible amount of seed. I need one really, one plant. Yeah. And got some alpine strawberries as well, which my daughter, that's her little project, and she loves to come and pick the alpine strawberries and snack on those during the day. In the old greenhouse, got gherkins to go out. They go out, they'll probably go out today, because you traditionally put those out after midsummer. It's June the 22nd today, 23rd, sorry. Lots of basil to be planted out, and some dill that's gone to seed, still used for pickling. Got some gherkins there and cucumbers. Tomatoes there. These were planted earlier than in the other greenhouse. Lettuces looks like ready to pick or bolt. And there's some marigolds as well. But yeah, they're looking lots of flowers, which is a good sign. Lots of things ready to extract blood from my arms, flying about. That's another good reason for doing it in the morning, actually. There's not a lot of biting things about. Round in our, don't know what we call this now really. We used to call it we did some experiments here, and then they all worked well, so we've got various climbing beans starting to climb. Runner beans, Greek beans, got some peas, a bit late, but better late than never. We've got, this is our sort of roost out method, potato beds. We've added 2 beds. My wife's done that, Gita, this year. We kind of let things grow a bit wild through here and then trim it occasionally. I'm not really sure what we're doing with this area other than trimming it and letting it sort of go back to a bit of a wild meadow really. I think, if I'm not wrong, the white flowers that you can see all around is ground elder that's in flower. So yeah, anyway, potatoes are out, it's good. Loaded garlic. Really encouraged by the size of some of these necks. This is a hard neck garlic. This will be ready to harvest, I would have thought, in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Again, things are later here. A lot of people have harvested their garlic already. Some broad beans. So we've got some glass gem sweet corn and a few more pumpkins which will sprawl over this area, and we probably will in this area turn into an asparagus garden with our baby asparagus that we've got this year. Up to the strawberry terrace. So it looks a little bit of a mess down this end, but this is kind of the reason we did this, really, to bring it under control a bit. 2 lines of strawberries. All here is all self-seeded calendula and other bits and pieces, which we this year what we will do is not let it go to seed, and we'll pick the flowers early and sort of cut that annual process of the seeds getting embedded into the soil. And I think there's some lemon balm, yeah, there. Other than that, everything else that we've grown, I'm doing some sort of weeding. And there's fennel, we've got some fennel there, we've got some lettuces, spring onions, and there's all these shrubs. Over there there's some leeks that we've let go to seed. We're introducing now things, or leaving things that so we can harvest our own seeds. We've gone big on sunflowers this year. So we've got sunflowers and dwarf cosmos along here, which are in flower, which is lovely. What else is new? We've got the smoker set up now, which hopefully you've seen on another video. Looking forward to using that more now. Check out the video, I'll put a link up here somewhere. And so we've got a firebox down there, and then the smoke comes up the chimney here into the smoker and out. Gooseberries. Okay. There's our baby asparagus growing, and a beehive frame. We've had some work done on the house. I don't talk about the house much for various reasons, but probably will do a bit more this year. We've had some of the windows replaced. Well, nearly all the windows actually on the ground floor, apart from this one, which is where my father-in-law is, but that's due to be replaced in a couple of months. This is where the terrace area will be, and we've had the door replaced here. Here's all the old window frames and carcasses running outside, which it's kind of answers on a postcard. We need to do something with this. Maybe we thought about some garden furniture, making some garden furniture, which would be a nice recyclable use of these frames, which, you know, those frames would have been in the house since it was built. Obviously this is not only insulated better, it's triple glazing, but it lets a lot more light through to that corridor, and that's a real game changer for us, because it was very dark before. And the windows are brilliant. First of all, it's hard to tell there was even glass in there. The view is so clear. It's, you know, the golden hour, it's a beautiful time to be up, well, here, as the sun rises, you know, from over there and then around to the back of me. Let's go and see what's going on over in the vegetable garden. So this will be a new compost area. Some of that wire fencing that is for the chicken, not chicken wire, I forget what it's called now, but we'll use to make some compost bins, circles, and start making some new compost circles. We've got here hemp. Some's gone to seed already, or flower, coming to flower. Depending on whether, you know, the hemp plants are male or female, so you need both if you want seeds. Amaranth is looking good. Finally, I did these really early, to no benefit really. And then we've got an experiment with some grasses. We've got some sugarcane here. I must be the only person in Latvia growing sugarcane. And sorghum grass as well, which has not been quite as successful, but now it's going, it's fine. Water, we've had a little bit of water overnight. The barrel, like I said, a little bit of rain overnight, so the barrel is about half full. We need to, this is down here, rarely gets below sort of 400 litres, which is where it is now. So it's funny because I look at this every day and I don't see lots of changes, but you only see it when I walk around once a month, so hopefully there are some changes. We've harvested the spinach, did that a couple of days ago, left 3 or 4 there to go to seed. That's starting to bolt because of the high temperatures anyway, although I left the we practice as best we can, no dig here, and I can see that the spinach is growing back already, so maybe we'll get a bit more of that. Russian red kale, sorry, and then purple kale and green kale, and then there's our cabbages. Our brassicas are all here. Lettuces looking great. We need to harvest these, and we can't consume all that lettuce, but bless other people with it. This is our beetroots. We've got some snowball turnips, which I need to plant another succession of those somewhere else, and leaf beets, mangolds, what they're called in English, rainbow chard, that's it. And then beetroots, these were, I thought I'd just put them in the ground. I don't really like, as far as possible, try to use transplants, but and we've got fairly good germination there. And then any that, where there's some gaps, now that the soil is a bit damp from rain, I can split some of those up now and just fill those holes. Generally, I don't mind. I multi-sow beetroot anyway, so I don't tend to split them up. And then there's our multi-sown beets, looking very healthy and green. Lettuce is looking really great. And there's our stem lettuce as well. Tom Thumb, Kos, and Pirat, I think that's called. Some pat choy that I've let go to seed, but I don't know. It's struggling even to do that. Onions. I'm so happy with the onions this year. Obviously now it's we've gone past midsummer. That's the trigger for these to start bulbing up. These are sets, but I kid you not, these are already looking better than last year's at the end of the season. We had a terrible year last year with onions, possibly down to the lack of fertilisation in the soil, not sure. Certainly not a problem this year. These are our New Year's Day onions. These actually are leeks, these I think, but they're all alliums that were sown on New Year's Day. And shallots. That was a crane. You might hear the crane calls. Beans, French beans, red onions, and then more onions, leeks, Spanish onions, more shallots, Actually, there were some shallots back there, I think. Peas, these are our 100-day peas, which weren't super successful, and then where the gaps were, I then planted a second sowing of peas. So, you know, we'll get some succession now, which actually will work well in our favour. The bed there not used, but it's been weeded, and I just let the weeds die back into the soil. We've got 2 types of broad beans. These, I think, were saved seed, and then we've got another variety at the back that I bought the seed for. A bit more garlic that was left over from the other planting, and again we've got a few bits and pieces here that we've leeks that we'll let go to seed. More kohlrabi and some broccoli. That's our, I didn't show you, but that's our flower bed. We'll look, cut flowers. Carrots. This bed of carrots, I'm very happy with. This bed of carrots, not so much. You can see there's a real weed problem because this bed had had fresh coating of compost on, and unbeknownst to me, the compost was absolutely full of seeds. So I need to go through that and pick all those weeds out. Obviously, you can't do it too early because you can't see where the carrots are. And now the carrots are a bit more established, I can now see where they are and go through and pick out. I don't know if you've seen already, but one problem we've had this year, weed-wise I suppose, is potatoes coming up. There hasn't been potatoes here for 2 years, and suddenly potatoes have started popping up, which is, you know, an interesting problem. These were some gherkins that someone gave us, gherkin plants that have been still in pots for ages, so hopefully they'll survive. I think the majority of them will. Bonus gherkins. It's always good to have bonus gherkins. Not so good to have bonus snails. And then the other gherkins will go here. The gherkins that you've just seen in the greenhouse. And then we've got some field peas, as I call them. Just they're not sugar snap. Everything over there was sugar snap peas. These are not. More French beans. There was some purple TP somewhere. 3 varieties of French beans planted around. Sweet corn, F1 Swift, double sown because the first lot we didn't get a lot of germination, and the second lot was much better but not brilliant. I think it was down to temperatures, but I know other people have had, I mentioned this before, other people have had problems with the seed, so I don't know. But, no problem. And then butternut squash. These have suddenly shot up in the last week or so. So enjoying the warm temperature. Enjoying the warm temperatures. And then more, there's the cranes. With their prehistoric calls. Roost out method. Potatoes, 2 long rows. You can see that's where the cardboard stops, and that's the problem we have without the cardboard. But anyway, much better this year with the cardboard. Oh, there's the purple TV there. So yeah, that's the garden. Hope you enjoyed the tour, a bit longer than usual. More to see, more to say, I suppose. And I hope you enjoyed the golden hour and the dawn chorus and everything that goes with it. It's a very peaceful time of the day. As the sun rises. And I hope you had happy, if you're in Latvia and you're celebrating Midsummer, I hope you had happy Ligua and Jaani, which is tonight actually, as it happens. Yeah, thanks for watching. Please give us a thumbs up if you like the video, and subscribe if you're not subscribed, and thank you if you are a subscriber, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.